We are here with the Antiques Comforts Camp Bundle. Now, we're going to start off with the actual candle that you can see here. I've got it set up in the dark so that you can actually see it. It does flicker. It does have a nice design to it that you can actually see in the dark. I've placed one that gives you an idea of what it looks like near a wall from a distance. It gives off a moderate amount of light. I mean, in fairness, this is a candle. You're not expecting spotlight level, but it's still pretty bright when you get in close there, as you can see. All right, so let's actually look at it here. As you can see, when you actually do get in close, it is a little Deathclaw holding up a actual Deathclaw horn. And that is what this is on. And you can see that it actually has a melted candle, a little metal piece there, and it's just, you can even see that it's got like what appears to be wax on the actual design. That said, it's actually got a good bit of detail in it, as you can see. I mean, all the way from the metal to the actual metal base. The little Deathclaw holding it up looks nice. You know, very well made, very well done. I'm just, you know, enjoy all the little bit. You can even see there's a shimmer as you walk. So pretty good, you know, pretty well done with everything. Next up, we have the actual horse chairs, and yes, you can sit in these. It does count as a chair. All of them have roughly the same animation, so I'm just gonna showcase this once. You kind of look around, you kind of sit on it. It's doesn't do any movement or anything, but it's a nice little camp thing. The actual design itself, you can see here it says tan carousel horse. You can see it actually, each one of these has a different design to them, as in coloration and stuff. You can see they actually have different hairstyles, everything like that. So pretty good little bit. Those, each of the saddles are also different. You can actually see there's also a lot of like little wear, tear, everything else. As you get in close, you can actually see all the little differences. So if you enjoy this type of antique set, kind of placing it around your camp, you know, it works. It, you know, it just does on everything. It's, you can see how each one has its own different little set of wear and tear. This one here has an eagle saddle that looks like actually eagle wings going off the side, with its own little eagle right there. Like I said, so each one of these does have its own unique design, just, you know, so you do get like 3 different variations of it, so. Which is nice, because if you put down 2 of these in a circle, you can make your own carousel. Because if you have 2 of each color, you'll have 6 total. So, pretty good little one. I do wish maybe they had like a different variation that moves, but you can see here there is no electricity or anything, so it doesn't move. With that, you know, it's a nice decoration, but that is what you're expecting. All right, so let's look at the actual engineer's hat. You can see it actually does look pretty decent. It is a little plain, but it is, you know, it's not really meant to be super fancy. All in all, it is a good little hat if you enjoy that type of engineer looking hat. Next, we have the Birdcage Backpack, which is pretty funny because instead of the standard, you know, redbird that we've all been seeing, it is just this little fake redbird. If you look very carefully, it wobbles. And it just sits there and kind of wobbles as you do it. You can see that's got a bag, a bedroll underneath, another bag. Now I'm actually wearing it on my back. You can see as I move around, it still just wobbles a little bit. You can't really tell that much. That is where the flares would be. All in all, it's, you know, it's a quirky little backpack. You got a little fake bird sitting in your backpack. You can actually see the bag itself actually has a little rusted bird cage. You know, it works pretty well for what it is. It is a cute, kind of funny little one. As for the hat itself, you can see up here when I get up top, you can actually see It does just fit. It does work with both glasses and mask. As you can see, I'm wearing one as I move around. It doesn't really clip or anything, so that's always nice. Now, okay, now we have the Theremin, which is a musical instrument and is also under chairs. It's got a lot of little, neat little pieces back here. Well, it's where you can see everything. When you actually use the device, I can see it does play. Your character does do little hand motions around it. So it is nice. It's, I like throwing this one out during Halloween and other things like that, because it does have that weird, unique sound that kind of people can play around with and goof off with. It's also nice because even though it is a musical instrument, so you do still get the musical instrument buff. And it's a very small one that you can just jam in the corner if you're just looking for the buff. As for the log cabin kit, it is pretty basic component-wise, but it's still a nice set. I will often use these half walls as kind of like a fence around my camp. You can see it's got a standardized one. That's just kind of a half version of the standard wall. But then it's got this one over here that's got this kind of log on top kind of deal. And I'll use these quite often as fence posts just because they, they just look really good as a kind of impromptu fence piece. You just put it on a standard issue foundation outside. Now, as for the roof, you have this kind of worn out metal, like painted green, and it does look really nice. I've used these for quite a while now, and they always kind of, it fits the theme of the game because you see this type of roof quite often in 76. So it just, fits in very well. Now, I've placed all three roofs where you can see them down on the ground. There is 3 wall pieces as well. You have the standard wall, the window, and the door. I didn't, so you can see that the glass itself, it does actually have nice glass that you can see through. But as you can tell, it is still actually there. So, it is a solid sheet of glass. You can see it's actually a wooden frame around it. Does look good. Does give nice visibility. It's also nice to have walls that will stop bullets that sometimes some of the ones that have it through, you can go through and hit something more valuable inside. Now, the actual roof itself, you can see is kind of like a pliable, like wood board kind of deal. And with that, this is what you'd be getting with this build set. It is, like I said, it's a simple build set, but generally you don't see a lot of super fancy pieces in log cabins, so it does make sense. But with that, I hope this helps. I hope it makes you decide, and I hope you all have a fantastic week.